Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm Nicole. Everybody, this is going to be your weekly reading from October 30th to November 5th. So we're going to go through each of the signs, see what's going on in your energy this week. There is a link to the website down below or in the description box below, as well as how to reach out to me for personal readings. So it's holisticallyzenwv.com for a full list of products and services. And then for personal reads and energy work, that information can also be found either on the website or via the email that's in the descriptions. So, I try to keep things pretty reasonable for everybody because everybody is, in my opinion, in need of guidance, right? That's why we come here. So the pricing is extremely reasonable for everybody, so that everybody can get what they need in due time, right? Like just when you need it, you know. So with that, this will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that is you, welcome to the channel as well. Guys, discern the messages. I mean, this is common sense stuff. We're coming out of that full moon in Taurus, the eclipse. I think that the energy from the eclipse is going to hang around for a little while. It usually does. It was a pretty big closeout of things. So you may still feel like you're like, shit, the full moon's over. Like I still feel challenged. You might for a little while, and that's okay. All right. So don't take it as a bad thing. There's just soul lessons to learn and some clearing and understanding that's coming in behind that. All right. So Aries, we're going to get started with you and see what's going on. I pulled out the old Sacred Geometry deck. I love this deck. I haven't used it in a while. So Spirit, for the sign of Aries, October 30th through November 5th, what does Aries need to know? There's hope, Aries, and I think when I just did your November reading, excuse me, something to that effect had come out, like you're kind of standing in your power, and they're talking about hope. They're showing me the card of hope from the Knight of the Wisdom Oracle deck. Gaia and Sacral Chakra. I'm also hearing from Spirit, are your desires being met? 222 on the clock. And that could be a part of this for you, is like getting fed up that maybe things are not working quite as they should. But I will say this to you. You get the miracle and the allowance card coming out. The frequency of miracles supports our belief in ourselves as part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. That was kind of the energy, Aries, that sat in your November read, was that you were kind of taking things head on, being that ram, right? Like ready to go to war, essentially. And that's what you are, right? Mars and Aries is the planets of, not the planets of, but are representations of the war and the revolution, and to go forward and move forward as well. And this allowance is to allow these things to occur in your world right now without judgment of the same. So it's just being aware of, this is a space of expansion for you at this time, Aries. And that could really be the theme around how this week is going to play out for you. But the point of the matter is for you to be in a space that you are open to this frequency of allowing things to occur for you rather than against you, to let go of any resistance that you might have tied to particular matters at hand. And it's to do it without fear, right? It's to do it without fear and just trust that maybe we don't see the other side of that, but it's coming, okay? It's coming, and you know that you're ready to take challenges head on. So, stay in that energy, stay in that, non-resistance. So for Aries this week, Spirit, deceit, connection. Aries, they're telling me one more. We're going to go with one more. Oh, geez. Very interesting. Aries, I feel like I could probably spend an hour on you guys alone, but I can't do that today. This contract and walking away is sitting there, and this could be soul ties, this deceit and caring connections. Patience. I said, it's coming. Patience, that the time out before things get rolling. I think right now, Aries, there is something around you, and this could be even within you, right? This doesn't have to be somebody else this week, but it's like you're gonna have to mind your money matters. Pay attention to the people that you're connecting with. You could be seeing, when we talk about this clearing, excuse me, hiccups this morning. We talk about this clearing energy. Aries, it's like you could be seeing where you're giving to connections. And it doesn't have to be romantic. I feel like I constantly need to say that, but it can be, right? Constantly giving to connections that are asking you to emit more boundaries in your world. Minding your money matters, your worth, your value. Understanding that you've got the passionate drive to propel you forward through anything that seems to cause this questioning of energy is going to be the way I put this. The questioning of energy that surrounds you at this time. It's a cycle, and I think you're becoming aware of these cycles in your world and how they are playing out for you. And it's almost like you may feel, Aries, sometimes that you can't trust yourself. It's like, am I not seeing this? How did I not see this? So you start to question your own reality around particular situations or the people that are in your life, and going, why have I supported this for so long? Excuse me, 6:11 on the clock there. The 7 of Pentacles and the 2 of Swords. And to me, that is a cause of confusion. We look at the 7 of Pentacles, that it's seeds planted, right? But then it's like, why are these things not fully coming to fruition? I'm going to say to you too, there could be a connection in your life that is blocking you from reaching this full abundance, for blocking you. And it's like, once you start to recognize that there's a need of removal to this situation, or a need to remove something from this situation, I do think things are going to turn around for you in some capacity. Temperance and the Chariot. This is you becoming more emotionally aware. As you heal and move on and move forward, you're moving away from these energies that require you to grow. It's kind of a big way to put it, but requiring you to grow. Thing of it is too is, make sure you're not emotionally spending this week. I think your 10 of Pentacles too is starting to look different. So if there's been an attachment to something based upon finances and career solely, like, again, there's this need to move away from this and understanding that the time has come now. 7 of Swords in reverse. I feel like, the way I'm seeing this particular one is that I'm going to give it to you the way they're giving it to me. To see the 7 of Swords, it's like you're at the bottom of the wheel. Okay, that's how this is feeling. You're at the bottom of the wheel. Maybe not fully able to see certain things or understand certain things around a particular situation. This Hierophant coming in is like, it's coming in as clarity, and it's kind of odd that it comes in that way. But it's coming in as an attention getter, whether it's through spirit, your spiritual connection, or whatever this is. It's then becoming an understanding that this has been that blockage to the 10 of Cups. Maybe you couldn't see the trickster energy, you couldn't see the upheaval that certain things were causing in your life. But now there's this massive awareness, and that Hierophant being the 5, which is indicative of change. You're changing, or allowing for this change, I'm going to say, in your perception to a situation to occur that's bringing you into a higher knowledge. It's bringing you into a higher awareness and putting you at the top of that wheel so that you can reach this 10 of Cups kind of energy. 8 of Pentacles is like, it's saying that it's okay to do nothing with this right now. Okay, that's another interesting key point to this is you're sitting with this right now. You're reassessing what the long-term happiness of a situation looks like to you. Keep your emotions in check, because I feel like too, again, there may be some emotional spending, or somebody else could be emotionally spending on you right now, Aries, because, that's their way of giving or showing love or care to a situation, but that in itself is not enough, and it's kind of manipulating the energies. Like, what is it that they need from me? Do they need me to give? Do they need me to give emotion? But I don't feel like the emotion coming in is pure. Okay, so I would just be very aware of that this week and how that plays out for you. But the miracle is going to occur on the other side of this, but it's lining up. There's something about this needing to line up, and it may just be around you getting clear on the disappointments that surround you as a result of this situation. So, all right, that was a little long. All right, Taurus. Felt like hairball or something. God, it's disgusting. All right, Taurus. What's going on for Taurus this week, Spirit? What does Taurus need to know October 30th through the 5th? There we go. I'm remembering my dates today. That's a real struggle for me. Synergy and Divine Masculine. Taurus, are you stepping into your power this week? I like this for you. And, you know, discernment, you know, with this full moon being, you know, in your sign, Taurus, it's been interesting, right? It's been something. And then the closing out completely of the North and South Node, this energy that is lingering and probably will till the new moon. Your Divine Masculine energy supports your strong focus and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. I do feel like you're trying to manifest something towards you right now. And you know, eclipse season, don't manifest, don't clear, you know, just don't do all these different things, right? Because shit, eclipse energy is chaotic. But what's interesting to me, has to do with your foundation. So there could be a renewed hope to something. But I want to say to you, you need to connect from a place of detachment. And that's going to sound weird. Like, how do you detach and connect at the same time, right? You can engage with certain energies. But you also want to keep yourself detached in the sense that you don't lose sight of what it is you need to be aware of. Okay, and I hope that's making sense for you guys. 222, by the way. 41, synergy, which is a 5, right? We talk about that change all the time. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that the new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. And what caught my attention as I was reading that was the not so obvious. So you may not, you know, that's where you need to discern from that place of detachment, right? So there may be things around you that, you know, maybe somebody's not sharing something or you're not sharing something at this time. But it's kind of like you've got this power and control back in your hands. Like you're kind of marching forward and bossing up in certain energies. And I feel like it feels really good to kind of feel a little more balanced than you have in a while, that you may be charging in a little too quickly. So I would just slow it down. I'm kind of getting that Knight of Wands energy with this. You need to just kind of slow it down and it's like not throwing all your eggs in one basket this week, Taurus, okay? What does Taurus need to do? Yeah, like I said, you're feeling good about things, blossoming abundance. Things are finally starting to look up for you, Taurus. And I feel like there's different aspects coming in different ways for you. This broken heart, again, if this is a repeat of something somehow, be mindful, because if you felt like you had your heart broken in the past, you know, it's like, I don't want to say, you know, snakes shed their skin, but it's still like wherever somebody else was, they may still be in that place, right? A little bit guarded. And it's like you're going from like, it's almost like you're carrying connections. Love matters are everywhere. Maybe that's what I should be focusing on with you guys for now. Love readings. But it's like two people separately, independently. Somebody can still be doing some healing. Somebody else is trying to kind of figure out how they get into certain things or aspects. Because it does, like, the overall energy of this is like, it does feel good to connect. But at the same time, there is like made up versions of something, okay? So however that correlates to you specifically. Again, there's that Seven of Pentacles showing itself. It's planting seeds, and you may have planted seeds with something or someone some time ago that you've seen as your Ten of Pentacles, Taurus. You have to figure out where this person or this situation fits in your world, okay? And that's going to be the big thing, is learning to discern. You know, you can have these loving and caring connections, but it doesn't mean that they always need to be in the romantic sense. It can just be a very close knit feeling that is meant to do some additional healing work, okay? And that's just where this is going. Blossoming abundance for Taurus. Yeah, Taurus, there you are, the Wheel of or the World card. You completed a cycle. so that you can bring in some new blossoming abundance for yourself, so that you can feel good. Again, there's that Seven of Pentacles showing itself, you know, over and over here this morning already. Seeds planted, you know, and like you think about it, once you plant the seeds, you ever see those wildflower mats that already have the seeds in them, and you just kind of like put them in the ground and let them pop up? And that's kind of what's happening here. Don't expect miracles to happen overnight. Give things time to work on their, you know, on their own. Hierophant in the world. I'm going to clarify this real quick. One card to clarify this for Taurus, please. Judgment. This is, again, about that discernment, the need to be above the decisions that you're making, and then truly seeing them for what they are, or why you're feeling about things in a certain way. I feel like you're kind of like that bird getting its, you know, getting its feet underneath it, standing up for the first time, and you know, feeling its legs and going, oh, these legs work, and then so will my wings. So it's like you're kind of it's almost like you're getting ready to leave the nest again, Taurus. But be mindful of how much you're taking on, how fast, okay? Broken heart with the Sun card. Again, healing, and there's that Three of Swords. I mean, double confirmation of pain here. And then the Death card. You could be dealing with another Taurus, a Scorpio, a Leo, or a Virgo here. Leo again. So, or again, these can be placements in your chart, right? Your idea around matters of the heart has shifted because of a past disappointment that has happened. This is transforming, and this is healing this pain. This is illuminating the pain. You may be revisiting a painful situation at this time, trying to free yourself from that. And that part of that discernment is to free yourself from that. You're going to have to be aware of why it happened to begin with. And again, you know, it's almost like the constant reconnection in a sense, but I think you're overanalyzing it at this time as well. Like, just allow yourself to heal. Allow yourself to heal from these past connections. The Five of Cups card, Scorpio again, Page of Swords, or the Knight of Swords, I'm sorry. And then the Page of, or the Sun. The Knight is up from the page. The Knight of Wands. And I said about that earlier, right? That it was kind of like this rushing in kind of energy. Allow things to take natural flow and unfold as they need to. Have this communication. You may be hearing things that you aren't real happy with. I feel like you're kind of questioning something around you at this time. And it's tied to this Two of Cups and this Nine of Cups, your wish fulfillment. Taurus, whatever this is, take your time with it. Whether this is a project, an idea, a person, I think you're going to have to take a step back and really just pay attention to certain things that they may not be so obvious, because you may be seeing it like from that space of like, you feel good, so then everything else around you must feel good. And it's not that, because just because you're in that energy doesn't mean that the next person is. So just, you know, you may be ready to up level or step into something the person or situation you're dealing with may not quite be ready at this time. Okay, again, I hope that's making sense. 1827. All right, Gemini, what's going on for you this week? I just heard, I don't know if I'm coming or I'm going. It could be a busy week for you, Gemini. Let's see what's going on for Gemini. Please, Spirit, what does Gemini need to know? October 30th through November 5th. Magic and the heart chakra. Oh my. Gemini, find the happiness in the little things right now. That's where the magical moments are going to happen. That's where you're going to find those feel-good feelings this week. There could be something around you. Divine Masculine, again, seriously, and then romantic love showing itself on the bottom. One more. Fertility. You've got to stay, Gemini, in a high vibrational energy. Okay? Talking about that masculine power, the belief, the fertility. It's the giver of life. It's like the Empress, right? Divine Masculine looking at and for its Empress kind of feeling and belief that it's going to happen. There's a strong connection that is coming into play here, whether this is between yourself and another person, whether this is between self and source energy, right? But you are bringing, it's like whatever you've asked for, and I think this came up for you maybe a month or so ago. whatever it was that you're asking for, what it is that you've sat in those quiet moments to give creation to, continue to believe that to be possible. This is something that is like you've wished on, call it the North Star, right? Like you've wished upon the North Star for so long for this new beautiful beginning to take place. And it's coming. There is life. Life's creations are at hand, Spirit says. Thank you, Spirit. You've got to stay in this frequency, though, of fertility. And I'm going to read it to you. The frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. And it's like, when you begin to admit that out into the world, Gemini, and you're staying in that frequency consistently, and that's the thing to this, is you've got to stay consistent in your positive thoughts, your positive affirmations, your positive beliefs. That 11 there and 22 are master numbers. So, you've got some really divine energies supporting this new life, this new growth, these new possibilities. It's feeling pretty lit too. Like it's making you feel so much better. I do feel like the energy from the eclipse is starting to lessen. I mean, it's still there. And we're going to kind of come into these little bumps, these road bumps for a little bit. But I do feel like for you, some of you guys, it's starting to loosen up. Community, anxiety, same as for Taurus. Gemini, and I said this in, I think, your November read, stay the hell out of your head, right? Like, don't overthink things. Storm warning, happy family. Okay, let's see here. Gemini, what's happening for you guys? I'm hearing, though, that you need time. You need time, and this, the anxiety is, staying out of the headspace, obviously, not making up things that aren't truly there. Like if, you're protected no matter what. But also understand that if you're putting focus on the things that aren't quite working out in a positive manner or the way you would hope that they would, you're going to call in this storm, right? It's kind of like, and also understand that for maybe outside of you, whether this is work, home related, whatever, there is a little bit of a storm brewing regardless. And it's going to make this shift for you that is going to free up space so that you can get to happily ever after, right? There's that 4. And I feel like there's something where you may have very busy parts of your life occurring. You could be trying to balance home and family and work and maybe socializing or dating or projects or, whatever it is. And it's like, you're going to have to let some of these things kind of just fall to the ground. 10 of Cups, I'm telling you, Gemini, like your happily ever after is on its way. 7 of Pentacles again. All 3 signs have had the 7 of Pentacles pop up. I feel like you've kind of had enough of all of these options. It's like, can we just get to one thing and stick with it? This could also be tied to maybe buying a home or something like that. Like there's a lot of options. And I think that those options sometimes are the thing that puts you up into your head because you feel this new beginning. You know that this new beginning is happening. But it's like Spirit is showing you the contrast of the things that are not, that don't make you happy so that you can see what it is that feels really good whenever this comes in for you. And I will say, like, somebody could be extending some kind of potential is what Spirit is giving me. Potential. Problem is with the moon is you're not seeing the big picture. You're not seeing how this potentially plays out to get you to that 4 of Wands kind of energy, that happiness, that home, that celebration. You're just going to have to, and it's easy for me to say, right? Like, stay in a positive vibration. Stay in gratitude, stay in appreciation, stay in thankfulness for the options that are being shown to you at this time, because I do think you're going to narrow these down, and I feel like you don't want the pressure of having to narrow down these options, and that can be 2 of Swords, right? Like indecision, not seeing a way forward. The Lovers, more choices and decisions to be made, right? Death card, Scorpio energy. You've got Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here. Gemini, you could be dealing with. This could also be placements in your chart. It's almost like, I do believe that whatever this is in nature is spiritual, okay? Let's see, what is this for Gemini? Lovers are. The Emperor again, right? The control, I say the Emperor, but the Divine Masculine, essentially, King of Wands. There is something in a particular situation, and it's really weird in the sense that it's like, I'm hearing the word geometric. I'm not quite sure how that fits in this, but it's like something outside of you is controlling a narrative to something right now, and that could be what's causing this anxiety, trying to figure out where you need to take this action, where it is that you need to make some changes, where this is that you want to head. There may just be things right now that are out of your control that are going to have to play out so that this happiness, this rainbows and butterflies, this happily ever after, essentially, can take shape. But right now, it's something that's beyond your control this week. So I would just sit in the space of gratitude and appreciation for everything that you have at this time, so that whenever, just stay in that high vibrational belief that this is working out exactly as you have asked for. It's coming, just maybe not quite the way you had hoped, okay? And I don't even say not that you've hoped, it's just not on your timing. It's on Spirit's timing, okay? All right, Cancer. Sorry, I ended up kept talking after that. Cancer, Tantric Journey. It was when I was shuffling the cards, it was upright in the deck for some reason, so we're taking that. Spirit for the sign of Cancer, October 30th through November 5th. What does Cancer need to know at this time? Dynamic. All right, let's see. Less noise, more movement this week, Cancer. It's I can't, you've got Tantric Journey, Dynamic, Cosmic Flower. For some of you that truly follow the spiritual path, I see this is almost like you dancing with a whole new sense of energies, and it's almost like it's taking you home. So some of you could be traveling back home this week, or somewhere that you're familiar with that feels like home to you. But it's so that you can reconnect with a peaceful, easy feeling, essentially. This Tantric Journey says it helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our sensual experiences with ourselves and with another. Understand that we talk about Tantra, it is not the Kama Sutra. It is not about a sexual desire, essentially. It's about the connectedness, okay? It's not about, put it bluntly, getting our rocks off and continuing on with the day. It's about how we become a part of that, how we connect to that, how we go back to the inner fiber beings of what makes us us. I hope that makes sense to you. But it's like you also understand that it's almost like you're looking at yourself, Cancer, as a very complex individual. And it's like you're trying to take this journey on a soul's level. This runs very deep. To get to the core essence of who you are. And it's like you're taking this almost like trippy kind of journey this week through this. So your dreams could be extremely potent at this time. You could be getting divine messages. You could be feeling like a more sensual urge, like, hey, let's hit the bedroom kind of thing. Like there's a lot of energy that's coming up to the surface through movement as well. Okay, so it's a wild message, but I'm all about it. The Temple Path. There's a very strong spiritual connection that's happening, and it's requiring you, this rest and rejuvenation is to go within right now is to go within, and you could be feeling this flow kind of coming in, cleansing your body, making room. It's almost like you're coming in with this aura of light that is pulling cobwebs out of you, that is getting rid of some clutter. So I'm going to say, if you did a lot of work around the full moon towards yourself, for yourself, of clearing and cleansing your energy, that you're starting to see the light on the other side of the darkness that has happened for such a long time. This journey, she's packed up, she's ready to roll. She's letting life take her where it needs to be. She just knows that there's this bridge. There's a 50-50 chance she's going to get across it with the way this bridge is built, but it's about your transformation. The Luna moth could be very important. Some of you could have seen that this year, but take a look at the Luna moth, you know, what its spiritual meaning is. I can't remember off the top of my head. Speaking of, there's the butterfly, the Two of Pentacles, the Emperor yet again. You are coming into just like this vibrancy of yourself. Temple path. There's been a lot of things that seem to like be asked backwards for some time for you guys. Now it's like this journey is decluttering the negative aspects of yourself. It is taking the parts of you out that maybe you're not so proud of, but you have to courageously walk through and go, you know what, I'm still human. No matter what the situation is, I'm still human. This rest and rejuvenation, again, divine messages coming in, the Son of Swords or the Knight of Swords. They are messengers in the moon. There you are, Cancer, Pisces energy. It's almost like Spirit's dropping breadcrumbs to you. Well, you could feel like it's breadcrumbs, but these small messages and little bits of information that are coming through so that you understand what the next part of your journey is. If you've done good deeds, they will be done unto you. If you've done bad deeds, they will be done unto you. You know, it's just common sense. But I do think for a lot of you, there's an awareness, Eight of Wands, that it's time to move forward from this, and you're stepping into this assertive power within yourself. Like you are defending, protecting anything around, or anything within you that maybe you felt like you've swallowed your voice or you didn't stand up for yourself. Like, to step into that power is to assert yourself. To step into this new way of being is like, I will strike if I need to. It's learning when your voice matters. It's learning when to speak up. And these people or situations that have made you feel less than human, or they have restricted you to some degree, it's like once you find that voice within, nothing can stop you from moving forward. But it's really about the restrictions that either something or someone or even you have put on yourself that have stopped you from moving into the light. And it's like, now it's time to reclaim your power, Cancer. Okay, so I hope that makes sense for you all as well. Let's just make sense of everything today. That monkey mind. All right, Leo. Let's see what's happening for you guys. All right, Spirit, for Leo. All right. I hope you guys are doing good. All right, Leo. Let's see what's going on. October 30th through November 5th. October 30th through November 5th for Leo. Magic and Divine Feminine. Flower Child. Is it Flower Child? All right, Leo. Remembrance and healing. You know, this emblem, it's funny, I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's never caught my attention. Remembrance reminds me of Journey's album. I forget which album it was, but it had something similar to that. I think it's the one where Lovin', Huggin', Touchin', Squeezin' or something like that was on there. I can't remember right now. But the remembrance, it's like going back, and maybe Journey is something, you know, talking about the metaphorical journey of our lives, the journey that you are currently on, and then maybe this journey is the, you know, going back in time to a time frame in your life that had those feelings attached to it. Healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses, harmonizing everything accordingly. Compassion. Leo, you've got to give a situation in your life. This feels childhood related. There could also be well, I'll finish this thought first. You've got to give compassion to every part of it, because it wasn't just your journey, okay? The remembrance, for some of you, this could be signifying an anniversary of someone's passing, and the connection that it brings back to the forefront of your thoughts. This could also be just a time frame for you that was very trying, and it's like the anniversary of, you know, maybe sobriety, the anniversary of a divorce. Like, there's so many things that surround this, and there still may be a little bit of judgment that you're passing on a particular situation or a memory of something that's come to the surface this week. Allow yourself to heal through this energy. You have 11, 11, 38, and 29 both break down to an 11. That's 6 is the remembrance. It is the reminder of the past. Sometimes it is those childhood memories, right? But in it, we need to give love to it. Rest. These guys' cards are crazy. Rest and rejuvenation, community, and caring connections. It's important that, again, this compassion energy kind of carries over to all of these. I think that as your life begins to evolve, Leo, and there's certain aspects to it that you start to recognize the stark changes that have occurred over the years. There could be a little bit of guilt that comes to the surface that you were able to move on and move forward. This could be also spirits pointing out a loss of a friend from years ago, upwards of 7 years ago, maybe longer. But it was a bittersweet situation. It was like they may have been in pain or something to that fact, or maybe there was something around that situation that was painful at that point in time in life. But it's about your connectedness to other people. And it's like you've never stopped loving a particular situation, or you never stopped thinking about this as to remembering how it felt in those moments. You know, like maybe finding your power, if this is sobriety, you know, the day that you chose to get clean, I mean, that, you know, or sober, or whatever it is, was a massive awakening for you. And it was like you were ready to move forward in a space of love, wanting to move on to calmer things, and something that helped uplift your soul, is what Spirit is saying. Community. I think, too, part of this is also looking back on the past of the people that have been in your life. This could be a real nostalgic period this week here for you, Leo, as to why it didn't work and how you kind of felt after you came out of this. I do think there's a little bit of awareness within you that needs to come to the surface so that you can continue to free this up and let this go, because you're going from the 9 of Wands to the 9 of Cups if you allow this release to occur. So, Spirit just said not everything is meant to last forever. So there's just could be, yeah, and this Hermit is like you may be finding yourself disconnecting a little bit this week, Virgo energy, simply because it may feel a little too painful from time to time, and you're not sure how to progress forward without maybe even an apology. I don't know why that's coming up, but like an apology or some kind of closure pertaining to a situation. A lot of anxiety this week, though, for the signs. Don't feel guilty if you've moved up in life and other people have not, right? You're not responsible for them. That's up to them to pull themselves up, and it's their journey. So, you know, if you're having these nostalgic feelings, or you've run into somebody that, you know, it's just like, wow, you're still doing that same old thing all these years later. Boy, that's rough. Like, I can't imagine being there anymore. So it's just kind of hitting home for you, and you're taking it in. You're in an empathetic kind of place, but don't forget to be empathetic and compassionate to yourself. Okay. All right, Virgo. 3908. Virgo. What do y'all got going on this week? All right, Spirit, for the sign of Virgo. 39. Virgo. I just did you guys' reading yesterday. Emergence in Earth. Let's see, Virgo. What does Virgo need to know? Communication, perception, realization. discernment, of course. All right. Some kind of information this week, Virgo, is coming in for you. I'm going to read this perception. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. I feel like there's movement around a position, probably pertaining to your work at this time. The information that's coming in, it's like bits and pieces, slowly but surely. And it's like, I feel like you're kind of in a space of like investigating the truth, needing to know the truth so that you can draw this conclusion. Because it's like, as things are coming in, maybe today you feel a certain way about this situation, but then tomorrow you get this additional piece of news, and that's changing the way that you're like, I have to dig deeper because this doesn't make sense. The realization is the frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in the world. And then this discernment, it's coming from a place of balance, detachment, and wisdom, while striking compassion in the midst of that. So I do feel like something is getting ready to close out for you. And I think that it's kind of like behind the full moon. As I say that, I simply mean like, we see those times as closure, but I still feel like with the eclipse energy lingering, this is still transforming, and it feels very, I'm going to call it alien. Like, it just seems so foreign to you of how this is transpiring. But again, door to personal healing and happiness is the same card that was on the bottom for Leo. What does Virgo need to know, Spirit? What does Virgo need to know? What does Virgo need to know? You may feel like you have to safeguard money. Virgo, that keeps coming up for you. So assets, money, home, vehicles. They're even bringing up taxes. I don't know what you guys have going on. It's wild. Caring connections, appreciation. I think caring connections has popped out for every darn sign, I swear to goodness. I do feel like you do have some support coming in for you at this time to help balance things out. Somebody else could be giving you, again, that information, that communication that's coming in may help to balance out a thought. So it's like, I hate to go politics, but I'm going to run with this one. Maybe you felt a certain way about the Democratic Party, and you were real skewed to that. But then something on the Republican side of it comes in, and it's like, well, wait a minute, I can see this, but I can also see that, right? But it's like it's taking you from a skewed kind of energy of one side or the other to a left or a right, and going, here's the balance, here's the line, right? Here's where I need to sit in the middle of this particular situation and not feel, it could be a little bit humbling, not feel so swayed in one direction or the other at this time. As to, the Hangman, the different perspective, the, Pisces energy, and then the Daughter of Wands. Yeah, it's slowing you down to not engage in initial action right now, because I think that there is something that is shifting in regards to home, family, or work, that someone is genuinely caring about you. And as I say that, the Six of Pentacles, right? They're giving back to you what it is you give. So they're kind of coming in and they're meeting you halfway. I do feel like this is outside of relationships specifically, and they're helping you bring an end to a particular situation. They could have, again, information about somebody that, or a situation where things have taken place in the past. Okay, it's like there's an awareness to this situation, the Four of Pentacles, and this information around a situation could have been withheld for some time too. I'm going to say that. It's kind of like it might have been kept in a particular circle of people or something to that effect, but now all of a sudden it's all coming to light. This appreciation, you're finding great gratitude. It's almost like you're finding people who truly do genuinely have your back. Judgment, yeah, this is, if you've been on the positive side of karma, you're solid. If not, then it is what it is. Nine of Swords again, though. But the Seven of Pentacles, honest to God. Seeds planted. Like, I just want to label this whole thing. Seeds planted. And now what do we do with that, right? Now here comes the worry, because nothing is moving along fast enough. You're going to have to make a judgment call about something. And it feels really like it could be keeping you up at night, right? Nine of Swords, keeping you up at night, sleepless nightmares. It is the never-ending nightmare. It's holy hell, right? And it's like you're coming to a conclusion that you did not want to have to make. But with the information that you're being given, you know that a decision is going to have to be made in order to move forward. You may be, you know, grappling with your emotions right now as to what you're going to do with that and how you're going to move through it. But the information that comes in is going to help you make up your mind. Okay, so just be patient as you continue, you know. I want to say for 3 days in a row, 3 days, 3 nights, right? Like, you're going to continue to get this information around something that's going to help you make up your mind. Probably Spirit is pointing out Friday. Okay, so whatever that is for you. All right, Libra. What's going on, Libra? How are we today? All right, Spirit for Libra. What does Libra need to know? October 30th through November 5th. Trying to put pressure on something? Is that what you're doing? Putting pressure on something? Be careful with that, Libra. You can end up falling on your face with this if you're not careful. 45, 45, 2 nines. What does Libra need to know, Spirit? Cosmic flower and authority. If you're stepping into a position of authority, or you are in a position of authority, or dealing with somebody of a position of authority, authority isn't just giving demands. Authority isn't just, you know, saying, you know, lights, camera, action, shoot. Like, you know, it's not like that. We have allowance in the solar plexus and fertility. You've been gifted, Libra, a very significant opportunity in something here. And you get to decide by the sense of the ego how this turns out. Allowance, I'm going to repeat this one. This came out earlier for someone else. Allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way without judgment, without opinion, without fear, without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. Solar plexus chakra, the third. This could be dealing with outside energies. This is the external, right? The solar plexus is still the external world in which we live. The frequency of the solar plexus chakra, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the whole. What are you giving to this new world that you have worked to create? And it's like coming in an authority is like, you know, a real boss. If you ever listen or watched or listen or follow Adam Grant, he says, you know, a true leader doesn't lead for him to win. He leads for all people to win. Like, it's a collective effort. So it's like, make sure that your collective efforts this week are being put in for everybody's highest good, that this is going to birth more positive than it is negative. If it's causing fight and strife and craziness, motion tried to come out and there's deceit. If you're fighting with this, or there's resistance around a situation and people are throwing judgments and opinions around, that's not going to serve well in the long run. Woman holding heart attachment there, and there it is, right? Like, if you've got to come at this in compassion, but here's the thing, Libra, and there's that damn deceit card again. Fine, Libra, what in the world? I do think that somebody is constantly this Libra. What are you guys doing? It's either you or someone you're attached to, right? Libra, I feel like you're switching back and forth. Like, it's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Like, you want to find a way to work with something, and you could be strategizing it, but it's almost like the toxic attachment to something or somebody continues to come to the surface. And this could be related to money matters this week. Like, someone may be trying to be compassionate with you, or you're trying to be compassionate with somebody, but they're still coming, you or them or something is still coming across cold. detached, a little frozen, kind of like the freaking Ice Queen. And this could be part of this toxic dynamic, essentially. I've got the attachment, the financial constraints, the contract. She can't see what the hell she's signing, deceit, and then strategizing. And it's like when you couple all of those cards, it's a shit show. It can't not be a shit show. You have got to release. Like, don't make half-ass offers into things. Pay attention to the offers that are coming up for you. What are you contributing to the situation? That's going to be the important piece here, is what is it that you are contributing to the situation? Because I feel like somebody, I don't feel like this woman holding heart is you. I really don't. I wish I could say that, but it's not. You've got the Strength card, Leo, the Chariot, Cancerian energy. Look back to around July when the North and the South nodes shifted, right? July 17th, I think it was. Pay attention to what was going on in that time frame. Okay, because we were getting ready to jump into Leo season. And I feel like somebody was holding space for something or trying to hold space for something. And then truth was seen. You know, and this is tied to whoever this person is. This attachment, the Two of Swords, is having to move on. You know, and I'm going to say calmer waters as if it were the Six of Swords. But when you think about the Two of Swords, she's keeping herself restricted. She won't take the blindfold off. And it's like you may feel like you got burnt from a situation or a decision with these swords. The Sun, there's that Leo energy again. Leo season could have been what felt like a fuck you kind of moment to you. And it's like you can't work past what you feel was done wrong. Something was done wrong. Whether this was a lie, this was, manipulation, this was backstabbing, this was whatever you consider this to be, that deceit there. It's like all of a sudden right now, this is coming to the surface again. And it's starting to replay. It's like this cycle is starting to replay itself before your 18 months is up, like Taurus and Scorpio went through. I just said about that Six of Swords, and there it is. Strategizing your way to get out of a particular situation. You cannot charm your way out of a situation, or the person you're dealing with cannot charm their way out of a situation. It's kind of like this smooth talking kind of energy, maybe trying to cause delays to a particular matter at hand. But it's like, Libra, whatever this is, the second you come into this without judgment, without opinions, without fear, without resistance, everything will change. But right now, it's kind of like you're in attack mode, like ready to just strike at any time. If you don't like what it is that you are receiving, you are going to have to be the change. You're going to have to check yourself and see where your energy is sitting right now that is adding to the fear, the opinions, the judgment of a particular situation so that this can shift. All right? Very important to understand right now, Libra. All right, Scorpio. All right, Scorpio. Happy birthday, Scorpio. I hope you guys are doing well. All right, let's see here. Scorps, what is going on? October 30th, November. Woo! We're just going to take those. Realization and crown chakra. Holy shit, Scorpio. 10 and 7, 37 and 7 there, and a 3, the solar plexus. Heart-centered truth, Scorps. Crown chakra. Are you having a come to Jesus kind of moment? It's like when you discover this truth, when you discover this reality, I'm going to say this. I've got 37, then I've got 7 and 3. They're reflecting energies, and I feel like you're starting to break things down around you. It's almost like you're starting to realize, too, where the breakdowns were within you. And that can be a hard pill to swallow, right? You're trying to dive into those spiritual connections to the universe. It's your ability to transmute negative energy into light. And I really do think you're pushing through to try to do that as you're becoming more aware of what's going on in your energy at this time. The solar plexus, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self, our personal power, our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the whole. I just heard from Spirit, you may be questioning what it is you're supposed to be doing. You may be questioning what it is that you're supposed to be working on at this time. It's like, are you serving great purpose in your own world right now? I would also tell you to look up the numbers 37 and 73, see what their meanings are overall, okay? So for Scorpio this week, October 30th through November 5th, what is going on for Scorpio? Contracts. Reevaluating, absolutely. Reevaluating, Scorpio, the things that you've written the book on. 6 and 6, again, numbers are going to be very important for you this week, those numbers specifically. Appreciation, like an attitude of gratitude, I think is what is going to see you through this. And the first, you've got chakras, like align your chakras, make sure your chakras are in alignment. The 1st, the 3rd, and the 7th specifically. Storm warning. Scorpio, I think there's a sense of fear here, Scorpio. I think that your personal view of yourself is affecting your stability and ultimately affecting your spirituality at the end of the day. 13 and 10. 13 being the card of death, transformation. 10, storm warning. I don't know if you see something specific coming in yet. With this strategy here, you're trying to find your way out of whatever this financial constraint has been, whatever the storm warning has been. Like, you're trying to find a space of harmony and peace for you. 9 of Swords, contracts. You could actually have a contract that you're questioning whether or not you should sign it. This could be at a distance from you as well. I think you're questioning whether or not this is your wish fulfillment. Or something, you know, somebody's made some kind of offer to you. Is this my wish fulfillment? If you're confused, if it's leaving you in a sense of confusion at any point, it's not for you, Scorpio. Because the things that are meant for us will not leave us in a state of confusion. It will not feel toxic. It will not feel heavy. It will just allow, okay? And what is this appreciation about for Scorpio this week? Judgment. You are, bless your heart. This long, hard-fought battle, even though it's been so freaking hard and so freaking heavy, 10, 10, and 10. Also, you could be seeing 10, 10. You're being made aware why these things had to happen, to see how heavy it can be, how hurtful and painful it can be, so that when you get to this place of peace, true divine peace, and you're free of those burdens, you have so much more love to give from that space. It's awakening you to understand the complete difference of everything from ground up. And what is this for Scorpio? We've got the Magician, 2 of Cups. You may not be interested, in love at this time. You may not see how this plays into a factor. And there you are, Scorpio, the Death card. Showing up in your own stuff. What a surprise. You just may not feel connected at this time with people, because you're very much trying to come into a space of greater knowledge for yourself and the things that you need to do. So it's like, I feel like, and I wanted to say this when I seen that storm warning, is that other people may not, and I've said this a lot lately, other people may not be happy with your decisions. They may not be happy that you've disconnected or taken time and space for other things in your world, because you feel like that's what you're being called to do and to address. Scorpio, this is a temporary situation, and it will change. Okay, it will change. The clearing is coming. It's just, I feel like you've been in this upheaval for so long, but also know that with this eclipse, you're at the end of this. This isn't going to last much longer. Okay, just be very aware of that. 59. All right, Sag. What's going on for you? Sagittarius, Spirit, October 30th through November 5th. Saggy, are we lacking motivation again? All of a sudden I got the feeling real tired. throat chakra, third eye chakra. Sagittarius. I'll tell you the same thing I told Cancer. Pay attention to your dreams right now. Your third eye could be pretty lit on fire right now. Remembrance. I was seeing blue and purples, and there it is. I'm going to take both of those. Compassion and soul time. I'm going to read this to you, Sag. I think you really need to hear this. Soul time. This is about your foundations. The frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge. One that embraces the concept that while the corporeal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. It's almost like authority. Sag. And then I see as a soul in a body. Between heaven and earth. How do I put, I'm trying to find the way to put this to you guys. Holy smokes. I think the only way I can put this is Dark Night of the Soul. This is an awakening that's happening, Sag, that there is far more to you than to be in the physical realm, okay? This is like your soul is starting to relive parts of past lives. This is wild. That it's like you may have been walking around on this earth your entirety thus far, worried about the 3D shit that we worry about. And now there is, whether this is a dream, a realization, a moment in time, someone mirroring something back to you, that it's like the ego is trying to die and your soul is trying to step up and realize that there is far more to this existence than you thought there was. And I'm going to say this is especially true for the masculine energies. Your idea of tradition, power, authority, making decisions, standing at the forefront of something, I almost I feel like there's a realization, and when I say you can't do this alone, it's not that you can't do it alone. It's how you have to work with others to make it happen. Whether it's compromise, changing your tradition values, re-examining your morals and your ethics, it is a complete shift for the sake of actually feeling something. Because it's like every cell in your body, this is so interesting. Every cell in your body is shifting right now. The existence of who you have been is shifting right now. And it's calling for you to like regenerate cellularly, in your thoughts, right? Like the way that your brain is functioning and working, the way your heart loves, the way you see things, everything is just requiring this complete shift. And you've got Healer of the Ages, Angel of Balance, Hostilities, and Adjacent Possibilities. I'm hearing, won't you come with me? Won't you come with me? Because whether you have an angel that comes along the road, an angel, an ancestor, spirit, your guides, whatever, that come along with you. Like, they're like, let me show you forward. And it's almost like, was it Ebenezer Scrooge? Like, this is kind of how this feels to me. Like, let me take you back and show you through your life. Let's examine all of these parts of this. And it's like, I don't want to. He didn't want to go see that. He didn't want to acknowledge all the different things and all the different ways that things turned out. And that hostility, Sag, I feel like is you going, I don't want to look at this right now. I don't know if I can look at this right now. Your soul is requiring you to. This is part of a massive awakening for you right now. And it's bubbling. The emotionality of the situations are bubbling to the surface. They're coming in. I'm going to tell you, you don't really have a choice at this point. 8 of Swords, the Star, the 2 of Cups. There's something about a partnership here, or a partnership of some sort that has not worked out, but it wasn't meant to. It would, there's that 3D level, right? We come into this world, we are taught that we are supposed to go to school, go to college, find our mate, have kids, buy a house, whatever sequence. And I think that that's where your reality has sat for a very long time. This is saying, this person wasn't meant to fit, or this situation wasn't meant to fit in your reality in that way. It was meant to make you heal. It was meant to showcase to you how you've kept yourself stuck. This isn't meant to be romantic love. This was meant to love you, to teach you. And your soul right now is like having I'm going to say your ego, not even your soul, your ego is having a goddamn tissy fit. I don't want to do this. The thing of it is, Sag, is that everything that you have done has given you the ability to see what it is that you do want. And it's genuine, true love. You wanted these things, right? Or you thought you did. And now Spirit is going, okay, if you're going to get there, these are the things you're going to have to work through. These are the things you're going to have to address. And these are the things you're going to have to release if you want this stability within yourself that you've you've been seeking for so long. Hostilities, a Page of Swords, man. The messengers are coming through. Emperor. Stop trying to control an outcome to something here. Right, it's like you may be trying to control the narrative in your own mind right now, and I feel like as much as you might be trying to like self-deceive, there's a reality to this that is being illuminated with the sun. It is showing itself to you regardless of whether or not you want to see it. And now it's like you've got to pull yourself out of that space of denial, that authority, that Emperor, right? Control. It's a control tactic within you to go, I'm going to control how I see this, the way I see it, why I see it the way I do. And you're going to have to let that go. All right. All right. Capricorn. 15. All right. Capricorn. What's going on, guys? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Okay. Oh, goodness. Sagittarius. Stress me out. All right. Capricorn. What do you guys got going on here? Emergence and remembrance. Let's see. Have remembrance cards popping up. Stirring up some old stuff, I guess, with this full moon, right? All right, Capricorn, what do you need to know? October 30th through November 5th, please, guides. Coherence and cosmic flower. I'm hearing I go in, I go out. I go in, I go out. Go in, I go out. Maybe some of you are like me and I make 3 or 4 trips to the car before I can actually leave because I've forgotten something. Integration. Going in, going out, right? How do they come together? The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. Ooh, I just heard somebody just called you out. Divine Masculine. Capricorn. I think think you're learning to take a step back after, like, if you have run-ins with people, I don't know that I want to call them run-ins, I don't know, like, you just have some difference of opinions with somebody this week. I think you finally get to a point where you go home and you think about it and you're like, I said this, I burn them. And then you're like, yeah, you know, maybe I shouldn't have said it that way. I could have been a little softer in my approach. But damn it, I'm going to make my point. Like, I think you're integrating a softer way of delivery of the things that you say or how you handle yourself in a situation. I think feminine energies, like, you are stepping into your divine masculine and you're like, here's my boundary, mofo. Like, this is the way it's going to be. Like, this is the boundary line and I am drawing it and you can just stay on that side of it because you're not welcome over here. But I think it's comical how you're relating to other people and how you're allowing them to make you feel is becoming the forefront of the thought process this week. All right, Spirit, for Capricorn, what does Capricorn need to know? The sun in action. Yeah, it's illuminating, like I just said, it's illuminating how you're handling things, right? The sun is that illumination to the action that you're taking and how you move forward. The solar plexus being there too is an illumination of how, you know, we're behaving to the external world, essentially, or how we're being seen to the external world. There's the solar plexus again. You can't make it up. A journey. You're learning when to walk away. You're learning when to have patience with this situation. You're learning how to come at things in a more loving connotation. So if somebody says some kind of asshole thing to you, where you could, you know, politely flip the bird, it's like, I'm going to take what's within me that I'm still working on, and I'm just going to get up with my shit, and I'm going to walk away from this, and I'm not going to allow someone else's attitude or their behavior to affect me, right? Like, you're not allowing that to be that trigger within you to go, let me tell you about you. You know, it's one of those kind of things. Capricorn, you guys are funny. Oh my gosh. Healing. There is so much yellow in sunlight. There is on the caring connections, on the patience, the third chakra. I mean, literally, just about every card's got this bright yellow. Wear yellow, bask in the radiance of sun. Get yourself a sun lamp if you're in the northern hemisphere and it's freaking raining again. Wheel of Fortune. This is a positive change within yourself, Capricorn, and I really do like this for you. The Tower. You may not like it so much, right? Like, it's part of that ego, right? Putting your ego in check. I just heard, I don't even know why I feel this way. Because you're recognizing what does feel good and what doesn't. You know, don't beat yourself up for that. It's just like, you've been burnt one too many times. We've all been there. But it's creating a new space of opportunity for you. And I think you're actually going to kind of cycle through this pretty quickly. You may come back and revisit it quite a bit, I'm not going to lie. But you're learning when to say enough is enough and leave it alone. And that takes you into feeling good. It takes you into fulfillment. The only problem I see here, Capricorn, is that you're not sure, like, if it makes you feel good. Because it's kind of like, I think you're so used to the old triggered ways that it's hard for you to just be expressive in the sense that you're softer. Like, you could just be a little rough around the edges, you know, essentially. So it's like, do I have this in me to be that soft and just not engage? Because it's like a rough, tough exterior of like, just go ahead, I'll punch you in the face. Like, it's that kind of shit that you're just like, do I really want to be like, you know, love, light, and happiness to you? I'm going the other way. So that can feel a little off for you because it's just not the way that you've done things in the past. So it's taking a softer approach as you go through this, okay? All right, Aquarius 14. All right, Aquarius. What y'all got going on? I hope you're doing good. All right, Aquarius, October 30th through November 5th, please, Spirit. What does Aquarius need to know? What does Aquarius need to know? Too many cards. That was like almost a quarter of the deck. Divine Feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allowing it to express itself openly and help us to connect to our intrinsic understanding of our connections to all of creations. Aquarius. Are you or somebody you're dealing with have mommy issues? Are we relying heavily on a feminine energy to uplift us, take care of us? Or are you dealing with somebody who is seeing you as that feminine energy and needing you to take care of them? What is this? Universal love came out sideways. Love is not conditional. Check your belief systems around love and the feminine energies in your life. This is a week of reflecting upon I hate to say women, because, you know, tarot, oracle, whatever, there's no male, female, right? Like, we're divine and masculines. But I will say, on like the 3D plane, to put this into a 3D perspective for some of you, check the relationships with the females in your life, because it's supposed to be about the feminine connection. It's supposed to be about that loving, that nurturing, the giver of life, the birth of creation. It's all of these things, and through that you have to be able to love, right? You can't not love. And it's like your belief in love, or what love signifies to you, has kind of been flipped upside down, or it's been on conditions. And there's a need to really look at this for the sake of your partnerships. There comes that damn anxiety card again. I don't know how many signs, more signs had it than not in this week coming. But it's like, it's almost, you don't speak the same love language. And it, again, does not have to be romantic, but it's like the love language is not being heard. We've got freaking envy and the heart chakra. There you go. Like, you can't, and, oh, for the love of Jesus, criminally. Doors to romance and indecision. Broken heart. You cannot make, like, even after all, I've said it how many times, after all these years, and I see these things, like, I say it, then it comes out, and I'm like, holy shit, like, this is really what is happening here. Maybe I'm off. No, I'm not. Like, here it is. Aquarius. I'm going to say this. If you guys had a mother or a nurturer or caregiver in your life that was disconnected, who was emotionless, who came across hard, who was hard on you, you're really finding it hard to understand the value of unconditional love. What it is to truly love from a space without any kind of condition. Because it's like your heart wants that so bad. But how the hell do I obtain that light? How the hell do I get from worrying and stressing and never feeling like it's ever going to work out for me, to actually opening my heart to something for the right reasons? It's really coming back up. And, you know, with the veil, if you've got a mother that's passed, I almost feel like there's a want to go, why? Like, I want to heal this, and I don't know how to heal this. And it's almost like bringing in a space of desperation and despair, in a sense. And then for others of you, this is just pissing you off. It's like, I've got a lot of anger, I've got a lot of hatred in my heart because of the way this happened. And you are, the Four of Pentacles, you're holding on to that. You're holding on to those losses of love, and how critical, you know, if it was you trying to work with somebody else or to give parts of yourself away, you were taught. You didn't do that shit. You just kept it to yourself. You shut up. You didn't talk about it. So then you internalize that stuff, right? And this is what's, this sun, this is what, there's so much Leo energy on so many things. This is what is being illuminated for you. And it's like, I don't know if I want to do this. I'm going to, you know, this particular Queen of Wands, to me, she goes into protector mode, right? She's protecting her nest. She's protecting everything that she holds dear. And that's kind of what it is. And it's like, your own heart space, even though it's damaged, you're still holding on to that. It's broken. Like, it's broken. Ten of Swords, Five of Cups, the Page of Swords. And somebody may have called you a cold-hearted son of a bitch. Like, that kind of connotation comes with this Page of Swords, or this Knight of Swords. And it's like the ultimate betrayal. Everything is either black or white. It's like, I love you or I hate you, and I don't feel anything but this darkness. So it's hate, it's anger, it's aggression, it's hurt, it's wounds. It's not making any kind of progress, not being willing to learn. Masculines, if you've got mom issues, right? Mommy issues. And I'm not knocking you guys. I feel like lately, Aquarius, I've just been beating the hell out of you all, and I'm sorry for that. But I'm not sorry, because I'm not here to paint you a pretty picture of rainbows and butterflies and bullshit that is anything and couldn't be further from the truth. Like, I'm just not going to do it. Like, masculines, if you have had a loveless mother, didn't have that nurturing relationship, you're going to have to find a way to heal this, you know, for you, and not through the sense of coldness. You're going to have to open up the heart space. And can't, I'm going to tell you the same thing that just came through. Spirit's like, direct them like you would direct your daughter. Can't is not a word. I don't know how isn't an option. You've got the ability to get up and release yourself from this, to be successful in opening your heart space, to be victorious in opening your heart space. But it's like you push that away. It's like, I'll think about it some other time. No, the time is now. This is a decision. If you truly want balanced, genuine happiness within you, you are going to put the work in now. The Lovers. And I feel like you may have met somebody who, they probably feel some kind of way about you with this Doors to Romance. But what's leaving them stuck with you is they see your pain. They see your pain and your lack of value tied to anything related to the heart. Maybe your material world is solid, but they see the lack of love within. This person may be aware enough to go, how can you love me if you don't love yourself? How can you love me when you're in a space of pain? It's a cold, hard reality check, Aquarius, okay? So put in the healing work. It's worth it, I promise you. All right, that was a really long reading. All right, Pisces. Pisces. All right, guys, if you guys are interested in personal readings, again, that information is found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page. Thank you guys for spending your day with me, your time with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Pisces, let's see, October 30th through November 5th. What is it? That damn Authority card and that Cosmic Flower. Guys, we're all, Pisces and all signs, like, we are all unfolding into the newest dancing, magical versions of ourselves. You know, some more than others, but it's still happening. This change with Pluto, with Aquarius, it's, nothing will ever be the same. All right, Pisces. Pisces, Spirit, what does Pisces? Compassion, there comes that heart card again. Just to, compassion and communication. Earth. Oh, there's lots of green, luck, prosperity, 4-leaf clover. The more you embrace feeling good, the less you're going to feel bad, Pisces. Ground yourself right now, though, okay? 6 and 6, ground yourself right now. The Earth, compassion, communication, both incoming and outgoing. So I'm going to say this too. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart, the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balanced exchange. Pisces, I think you're doing this, though. I've noticed your readings lately have been so much better than they were there for a while. They were kind of like humdrum, you know, and you're seeing the beauty. You could be really connecting to somebody in love right now, too, that you feel heard and seen. You legitimately feel heard and seen for who you are, how you feel, what you mean. Some of you could be taking parts in groups, or, you know, meeting people through groups as well. But it's an integration, as above, so below. And like, I kind of, I don't know what movie that was. I'm terrible with movies, but there's like this nomad, right? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm making this up, I have no idea. Where it's like when he comes into civilization, he's super curious about something, right? And he's like, okay, so, oh, they've got this thing called a refrigerator, and they've got this thing called food. Was it Harry and the Hendersons? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, right? Like, ooh, they have these things. And it's the curiosity that gets him. Like, he wants to check these things out. He wants to know, and he's like, you know, I had a pancake this morning with syrup. It was really good. Like, it's like the integration of like, I don't know, it's like coming into your own in this very curious way. But somebody wants to like connect with you there and go, it's okay. Like, come on in. You're not going to get hurt here. You're in a safe space. I don't know, Pisces. It's really interesting and really cute. And then anxiety and envy come out again. God damn. 20 and 20. 2020 vision. I think you're afraid you're going to be judged. Like, if I step out of my own shadow and into this light with this person or this situation, are they going to judge me? Are they, I'm hearing, going to hold me accountable for all the things? So I'm going to say to you, you might be tied to something that somebody knows something about. Like, you know, it's like you're seeing it maybe as like guilt by association. This person is not. Like, just because you know somebody doesn't mean that you act the way that they acted if they did something that wasn't in alignment, right? So it's like, I think you're afraid too, is like someone's going to see you as like guilt by association. Oh yeah, that's my cousin, and he was, you know, he's been in trouble so many times, but I swear, like, my side, you know, my mom and dad, and we weren't raised that way. It's kind of like that kind of feel. So you're a little nervous about somebody maybe passing judgment on you, or not seeing you to your fullest potential because of outside circumstances. And I don't think that's the case, Pisces. I don't think you have to worry about that. They are seeing like a royal, true you because of the way you carry yourself. So I wouldn't be, shoot your shot here with whatever this is. I don't think you really need to worry about it. Like, they see this beauty of just who you are, and they're thankful for that in itself. You're seeing it as, God, I hope they don't see my bad side, right? Don't put on a front. Don't be anybody that you're not. Just be you. And if you're anxious, say, listen, you know, I hope you don't, just be straight, just be real, just be honest, right? Like, this isn't who I am. And, you know, if this person is truly non-judgmental and things like that, like, they're going to give you the time to prove who you are by your actions rather than your words. Okay. What is this anxiety for Pisces, please, Spirit? Anxiety. You got to stay in a consistent space, Pisces, of loving yourself. And that may have been a realization with that endless possibilities earlier too that I seen was, you know, how you portray yourself outward to other people, how you communicate, how you show up is indicative of your self-confidence and how you feel about yourself. So you're sending that message of how you're actually feeling, whether or not you know it, via your body language, the way you're like coughing or fidgeting or whatever it might be. Like, you're showing who you are by action still. The moon, Pisces, there you are. Two of Swords, not sure how to break free from this. You're not, it's like grappling with the dark and the light, Pisces. I'm going to say to you, it's going to be fine. You got to let go of the old way of doing things, right? Because that Lover's card, like, don't be mopey Eeyore. And I think I've seen this for you before. Like, don't be mopey Eeyore, right? Like, show up and show out. Show the best side of yourself that you know you're capable of, that you know truly and genuinely lives within. Like, be you. Don't, you know, make a false mask to something that you're not. Be you. But I just feel like you're afraid that someone's going to think that you're kind of like, But trust your intuition on this. Like, you know, the High Priestess is there. Like, it all shows itself in due time. Everything will show itself in due time. So whether this is a romantic partnership or not, which I kind of feel like it is, because I feel like you're just really trying to step up and be bold and be courageous and step into this reciprocal energy of, I've got my shit together, finally. You know, you kind of want to walk, you're walking in like the Cowardly Lion kind of feel. Going, I can do this. Oh God, I'm here. I don't know what I'm going to do. Get me out of here. Oh my God, I'm scared to death. Like, That's how this feels to me. Take the leap, right? I've said it recently for a lot of things. Wayne Gretzky, you missed 100% of the shots you don't take, right? Be your best self. Don't be afraid of how you're going to be judged or seen. Who the hell cares? If they feel that way, they're not meant for you. If this shuns you, whatever this is, shuns you for that, then it's not meant for you. That's okay. Live your best life and be your best self, and the things that are meant for you are always going to come to you. It's the inevitable. All right, Pisces. If you guys found, this resonated for you, which I certainly hope it did. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I do think here in the very near future, I'm going to start doing some different things on here, in regards to, readings and things like that, giveaways and stuff like that too here in the near future. So we'll see. Like, share, subscribe, comment for your chance to get into some stuff. You never know what I'll come up with. But all right, guys, I hope that you have a great, fantastic week. I'm going to work on getting the rest of those November readings out, hopefully today. Cross my fingers. I've got a lot to do. And then we'll go from there. All right. Again, check me out at holisticallyzenwb.com for a full list of products and services. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye.